So some thread runner tech no one seems to be talking about is if you cancel your grapple right as the anchor appears, it'll refund 50% of your grenade energy, so it bypasses the terrible cooldown. And doing this puts your cooldown from 1 minute, which is tier 9, to only 20 seconds. Each of these tangles lasts 15 seconds, so as long as you re-grapple, it will refresh to 15 seconds for each tangle. The cool thing about this is that usually people just use their grapple to Tarzan around, and then they just know that they have the one extra and leave it so that they can re-grapple to this. But if you do this thread runner tech, which I don't really know if we're gonna call it a tech, it's sort of simple. It's just that it doesn't really mention it in the description, but it is an intrinsic thing about Widow Silk, is that you'll be able to put out 2 anchors and still be able to have the 1 grapple left. So you have that one, and 2.5 seconds later, you grapple, put out the second one, and then you have another one again. This was amazing on Bungie's part, and then we can even do it for a third time and still have so this incentivizes the hunter to play a bit more predictably so that anyone who's about to get like grapple meleeed will be able to sort of like assume that it's gonna happen if they see you throw out an anchor. Like that should just be scary for anyone to see that isn't Strand. If you are Strand, you should just be like, haha, anchor time. And you can just melee anyone who just threw it out because there's a pseudo 2.5 second cooldown on the grapple whenever you throw out an anchor or just use a grapple in general without an anchor. And this makes it so that the hunters have to play a lot more slowly, but it incentivizes them so that they can keep their grapple up, so that you can just go from spot to spot, just doing that. Watching out for cover. It makes it so much more consistent for hunters to use. But it also makes it a lot more predictable with your grapple. See, I was able to just go full circle and I had a consistent grapple every single time. Although there was about a 2.5 second delay between each of them because every single time you throw out one of the tangles, it's the pseudo cooldown. But that way hunters can grapple more often and not have to worry about the cooldown. Honestly, I think this was very smart on Bungie's part so that hunters aren't just Tarzaning around and people don't even see it coming. This way, people can at least sort of see it coming, and hunters still have a really consistent grapple.